Hi there folks, and welcome to the Word Solutions for this week's The Daily Rigour, issue number 55. So obviously the story most dominating the news this week has been the UK general election and of course the result of it. So we've got a wee graph here that shows you the three most popular parties, Conservative, Labour and SNP. And in order to win the general election with an outright majority, a political party has to gain at least one over half the amount of seats available. So first question here, part A, how many seats did the Labour Party win? Because of course it's blank here, it's got a question mark in the graph. So what we've got to do is add up all the seats of all the other parties first of all. So the other parties other than these three won a total of 35 seats. And then we're going to add the 318 on from the Conservatives and the 35 on from the SNP. And that's going to give us 388 seats that didn't go to Labour. Labour won all of the other ones, so we need to take this figure away from the total number of seats, which of course is 650. So Labour won 262 seats, which was a very good result for them. Several gains compared to the last general election. Okay, now the Conservative Party now can't form a government in their own right. They might have to pair up with other parties. How many additional seats does the Conservative Party need to win? An absolute majority. So what result would have given them outright control? Well, first of all, we need to find a halfway point, don't we? So 650 divided by 2 is 325 seats. But if the Conservatives got 325 seats, then theoretically another party could get 325 seats and draw with them. So they needed 326 seats to win an absolute majority. They only won 318, so to find the extra they would have needed, we just take these numbers away from each other. So 8 additional seats were required, so that was quite close, I think. Anyway, that's a wee bit about the general election. Right, on to the health and wellbeing story. So a terminal cancer patient this week conquers Everest. What a story, what a fantastic story. And of course raised a lot of money for charity in the process. So Ian Toothill managed to climb the 8,848 metre tall mountain in only 39 days. So rounding is a really important skill in maths, so we're going to ban the calculators for this question, and by rounding it allows you to estimate the result of calculations quite quickly. So that's what we're going to do here. So the average number of metres climbed each day, well that's going to be a divide. So when we're doing estimating, we can put this approximately equal sign here, and we're rounding to one figure of accuracy. So 8,848 metres to one figure of accuracy is 9,000. And we're going to divide that by 39 days, rounded to one figure of accuracy, and of course that's going to be closest to 40 days. So that's a much easier calculation to do than dividing these two numbers without a calculator. So we can divide by 10, so we can cancel at 0. That leaves us with the equivalent calculation 900 divided by 4. So all we have to do is half 900, then half it again. So that's going to give us an answer of 225 metres per day on average. What a fantastic effort, Ian. All the best. Okay, so we actually had a really feel-good story. That's a feel-good story there, but we had an even other good feel-good story that was kind of overtaken by the general election with the One Love Manchester concert. So fantastic concert, I have to say. Okay, so at an average audience of 10.9 million, but an extra 3,600,000 tuned in at the end to see Liam Gallagher perform this absolutely wonderful set, and of course there he is there. So how many viewers tuned in at the end? Well, obviously we need to add these numbers together. So if you're keeping that as 10.9, you could then change this to 3.6, couldn't you? And if you add them together, it gives you an answer of 14.5, but of course you would have to put million after it. The other way you could have worked out is you could have did 10,900,000 plus 3,600,000 equals 14,500,000, both perfectly acceptable answers. Okay, so how much money was donated by people watching at home? So there was 50,000 available tickets. Let's go through this step by step. And they gave 14,200 away to the fans at the original concert, so we need to take that off, and that gives us 35,800 tickets that were charged for. Now they were each £40, so we can work out the total cost raised by the tickets by multiplying 35,800 by 40. So that means that £1,432,000 was raised from the sale of the tickets. So an estimated 2 million was raised from the tickets and the donations from people watching at home, so we just take them away from each other, and that gives us a final answer of £568,000 for the donations from the very generous public watching the concert at home. A great effort all round, everyone. even if we were a wee bit disappointed that Oasis never reformed, but never mind. I'm sure that'll happen someday. Anyway, folks, there you have it, our What Solutions for the Daily Rigour issue number 55. I hope you found that useful. Stay tuned for next week's edition, when we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye for now.